Hello, hello? Hold on. God damn it.
Hello? Oh boy. Oh boy. This is so stupid. What the hell? Why isn't this working? Is it working now? Okay, well I switched to my I switched to my laptop mic, but it's crap. So is my blue snowball plugged in all the way? Hold on.
Okay, can you hear me again? Can you still hear me? I'm waiting for the chat to catch up because people are saying you can hear. Okay, I'm gonna say something if you can hear it, because I want to make sure these aren't from my other thing. Say your favorite side in the chat right now. Who's your favorite side? Yep, can't hear me now. That's what I thought. Okay.
Okay. Is this picking stuff up? It says it's picking stuff up in my thing. God dang it. Why is this such a pain? Yeah, I can't hear anything when I'm listening to it on my phone. Oh. Okay. Is this picking? Yes, it is. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, it's working. Okay, we're gonna use my laptop mic for now because that's the only thing that wants to work. God dang it! Why is this such a pain? Okay, yeah. If you can't hear me now, you'll just need to turn it up a little because Yeah, chat is like 30 seconds behind ish in live streams. So that's why I was waiting, because, you know, I can hear you, but I can't. Like, it always really depends. Okay, cool. It seems like people can hear me now. I'm sorry if you hear this, like, whirring in the background. That's my laptop fan. Can't really do anything about it. I don't know what's going on with my blue snowball. Strawberry Jam says it's not working and you can't hear. Okay, yeah. It I don't know what's going on. Yeah, it's fine on my thing. You might just need to turn your volume up because it's there. For sure. Okay. Let's actually start the stream now. Like 10 minutes in. Jesus Christ. On a bicycle. Okay. We're good. All right, we're here. Yes. Hello. I am streaming instead of posting a video today because it is really hard to record here. It's really hard because I'm at my parents' house right now. It's very hard to record because my room is decently big and there's not really a good way to like soundproof it. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but in the Game of Vice recordings so far, sometimes the audio at the end of a sentence would just completely cut out, and I think that was Audacity trying to like cut out background noise, but it was really annoying when it was doing that, because I'm like, I can't you can't hear what I'm saying, and it would happen at like emotional moments too, because like, you know, I would go from really loud to really quiet. So yeah. Mathlete is asking how old am I? I'm 21. I'm an adult, technically, if you ask the world, but am I actually? Who knows? Yeah, I heard it kind of, yeah, it was not great. I'm gonna try doing what all the animation YouTubers do and record in my closet next time I record. We'll see how that works. My closet's not very big, so that might be a pain, but we'll figure something out. But yeah, so people are asking how's life. It's all right. I've been kind of down recently. I think, you know, just being stuck in the house. I'm working from home, so you know, I don't really go anywhere. And just kind of my motivation to do anything is kind of really fluctuating. Goodbye, Harry Potter. Gotcha. I'm all right. It's fine. It's just kind of, you know, those ups and downs. But what are we here to chat about? Whatever we want, really. You know, I've mostly been posting. Obviously, I've been posting a Game of Vice the last couple of weeks, but I have 2 other fics that are planned. I have another that's like, it's not quite chaptered, it's more of a series that has different parts, and then I have a one-shot that I'm going to write as well. And then, who knows, we might do some other fandom stuff as well. Who's your favorite side? Toss-up between Deceit and Logan. Depends on the day. But, yeah, Mathlete, what's your job outside of YouTube? I'm a business person. I work in business. So I do, basically I work for a company and I work with suppliers to get them things to do production, like make the engines that they produce. It's all right. It's fine. But yeah. Fatfish asked, may I ask how you choose the fanfics you podcast? Mostly, it's just if I find a cool fic online and I like it, I ask the author, hey, can I read it on my channel? And I have yet to have someone say no to me. So that's about it. Do you only read fics you write, or do you read other authors as well? A Game of Ice isn't written by me. That's written by Coconut Cluster on Tumblr, and AO3 as well. That's not mine. And my most popular video on my channel isn't written by me either. There's a tornado watch in your area. Oh, I feel that. I hate storms. I hate tornadoes. And it's been storming like all week. And it stormed last night too, and I had to go sleep in the basement because I was just like, you know what? No, I need to sleep. People are asking me to do different voices. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I also realized I don't have water up here. Whoopsies. That's always a pain. What's your favorite side ship? Oh god, I can't choose. I like all of them. They all have their different ups and downs, you know what I mean? Like, they're all really interesting stories. What's your favorite color? Purple, probably. It's just kind of, it's a very nice color. What's your favorite ship from Fluffyary that you got to write? Favorite fic from Fluffyary? I mean, I liked the Day 23 and Day, was that 26? The ones in the same universe with the tutors. Let me see. I liked the Logent's idea. I didn't explore it very well in Fluffyary, but if I ever had the time, I would love to do that again. And I also liked, well, I had an original idea for DR Lamp, but I didn't end up writing it because it needed more effort and time and just words than I was able to really give it in Fluffyary. Maybe I'll write it one day, maybe I won't, but do you ship Rum Rum? No, absolutely not. They are brothers. That's weird. I will do poly ships with both of them in it, but they're not dating each other. You know, they're just dating the third person, or the third and the fourth, whatever. Let's see. What's your favorite Sanderside song? I'm not really a super fan of the songs. Like, you know, I'll listen to them sometimes, but I don't really, like, listen to the songs on Spotify alone. Like, and usually I'll skip past the songs in the episodes. Like, I'll listen to it once, and that's about it. I don't know. Thomas is a really good singer. I don't know why I can't listen to his songs. It's just weird. I just can't. This is a weird question, but do you ever read mature/explicit fics? Not on the channel. Not on the channel. I want to keep the channel PG-13 if I can. Obviously, some topics might be explored, but I would definitely leave a warning in that. But in terms of, like, smut, no. I don't read that. At least not on the channel, you know? Maybe sometimes on my own time, but what I read on my own time is a lot different than what I read on the channel. Favorite pod fics so far? God, I don't even know. A Selfish Sky is probably my favorite. Just writing-wise, it's really fun, and I enjoyed voice acting for it. Are you part of any other fandoms, the more than Sandersides? Yeah, I posted a community post which had a list of a couple fandoms that I'm in. Obviously, there's others too, but those were kind of like the more well-known ones. There are, like, you know, some anime and stuff that I've watched that, like, not a lot of people know about, so I didn't bother putting it down there. But yeah, you can kind of get an idea of what I like from that, for sure. People are asking me, what different acronyms mean. I'm assuming they're episode names, but really it's just alphabet soup to me. What is your favorite fanfiction trope? Ooh, enemies to lovers is good. It's very good. I also like mutual pining. That it just hurts in the best way possible. Do you have a favorite YouTuber? Oh god. I have a lot of different favorite YouTubers, but they're favorites for different things. You know, like, I have a favorite YouTubers who do, like, cosplay stuff, and I have a favorite YouTuber who does, like, more general sewing stuff, and, you know, I have YouTubers who I really like for gaming and that kind of stuff, so there's a lot of different YouTubers that I enjoy. it keeps bouncing down. What's going on? Do you know what this acronym means? I'm assuming it's one of the episodes. I'm sure I could figure it out, but I don't really want to. What is your favorite animal? I like dogs. I mean, if we're talking fictional creatures, I like dragons. Dragons are just epic. Have you ever had Crofters? No. I've never really seen it in the store, and I'm not really a jelly person. In, like, you know, jelly or jam or whatever. It's not really my thing. Do you voice act on your own or with someone else? I mean, I voice act, like, in my room alone. What I found is, like, I just get too uncomfortable if there's someone else in the room. So I do it on my own. I already answered favorite side. Do you see Virgil and Patton dating, or do you see them as a father-son duo? I mean, in canon, they're like a very interesting duo, but I mean, you know, in AU, like, they're not, like, related to each other any more than any of the sides are, you know, like, Patton's related to any of the other sides and as a dad. Like, he's the dad to all the sides, but he's not actually a father to them. So in terms of shipping in that sense, I don't really see a problem with it. You know, obviously, if someone tries to do both at once, it can get a little weird. But, I mean, yeah, I don't have a problem with it. Opinions on recent episode. It was good, although it definitely made me... I don't want to say it made me not want to write, because that's not quite accurate. It's more like it didn't push me to write the same way that Selfishness versus Selflessness, the first one, did, because that one left everything, you know, hanging. And, I mean, this one left stuff hanging too, but, like, not for Janice. Janice got a good ending of the episode, and, like, he's my boy, so, like, I love Roman, but I'm not a Roman stan, if you know what I mean. So, do you think you will ever do a reading of a Monster Sides AU fanfic? I mean, maybe, if I find one that I like. I mean, you know, there's not a lot that's fully off the table in terms of, like, AUs and stuff. I mean, if it's well written and I enjoy it and I think that it's, you know, suitable for the channel, like, there's always a possibility. Oh my god, you're a song skipper. I bet you skip anime openings as well. I listen to it the first time and decide if I like it or not, and if I like it, I will listen to it every time. But if I don't like it, I will skip it. And I have no shame in that. Would you ship Rum Rum if they weren't brothers in AU? No, because they are brothers, and that's just weird. You know, there's a difference between Virgil and Patton having a father-son relationship like that and actually being canon brothers. And that's all I have to say on that matter. Bye, Xena. Do you know My Hero Academia? I know of it. I've never watched it. Mostly because I have a original novel, that is very similar, and I don't want to be influenced. And also, like, from what I've heard, it's kind of, I don't know, if you're not super into shonen, it's nothing special. I know some stuff about it, and that's, you know, from what I've heard, it sounds like it's fun. It sounds like it's a fun show, but I'm not super into shonen, so I don't know. Maybe I'll check it out eventually. Ah! Stupid thing. Why? I had a thing, and then it scrolled away from me. Alright, well, it was somewhere. It's just bouncing. Favorite dog breed? Pit bulls. Pit bull terriers. American pit bull terriers. They're so cute, and their little faces when they smile is just adorable. I have a clay bust of a pit bull because I made it in art class, and it's adorable. Do you think that there are canon ships? No, there aren't. That's not really an opinion. That's just a fact. That there aren't. What's your favorite Sandersides theory? Probably the orange theories that I've been tagged in on Tumblr. Obviously, I have my theory, which is obsession, but some people have kind of taken it to different places, and some of the ones that I've actually been tagged in on Tumblr because I was part of an original theory post that was posted, and then people have kind of been taking that and expanding on it. I enjoy those. They're fun. Although, with Remus, being green can we really predict anything in that sense? What's the difference between AU and canon? I mean, AU is an alternate universe, it's something that isn't canon. Basically, I mean, really any fanfic is technically an alternate universe, but, canon verse is like when the sides are Thomas's sides, things happen in the mind or they talk to Thomas as a side, like whatever. And then AUs I usually consider more of like the sides are human or some variant of human, maybe they're monsters or vampires or whatever. But like they're their own people, they're their own characters, and they're not just part of Thomas. They're something else. That's usually my distinction. Strawberry Jam, I've answered your question. Can you maybe write a Critic Sanders fic if you can? I really doubt it. I don't know if I could get his character right at all. I can barely get Remy's character right, and Critic is just even more sassy. What do you think on Deceit's name? I think it's great. It took a while to get used to, but I call him Jay as a nickname, which is pretty nice. I think it's fun. And Janice makes total sense, and actually, I kind of half predicted it in Selfish Protector. I brought up the two-door puzzle, which is kind of related to Janus, the two-faced god, so yeah. Question, I've always wondered, why do you have a dragon in your profile pic? Because dragons are cool. Realistically, though, that was actually the art that I have in my thing is actually the first ever piece of art that I commissioned. And it's supposed to be me with a dragon. And it's I'm dressed in asexual pride colors, and the dragon is aromantic pride colors. And dragons are kind of an inside joke in the ace community because they don't exist, just like aces don't exist. It's really dumb. But at the time, I was really into, like that part of my identity, really into that pride. So that's why there's a dragon. And then it just kind of became part of my name. Would you ever cosplay any of the sides? Probably not. I don't know. There's some weird mental block I have about cosplaying the sides, just because they're played by a real person. I only ever cosplay things that are from animated series. I don't know why, but that's how I am. Who's your least favorite side? Probably either Virgil or Patton. I don't know. Patton, just to me, I'm not a huge fan of puns. So that's just kind of what it is. And obviously, in recent episodes, he started ticking me off. But it's for the story, and I get why. Nothing against him in that sense. And Virgil reminds me of someone I used to know, and just it's a little uncomfortable. I think he's fine. It's more of the fandom interpretation of Virgil that I'm not a huge fan of, because the way he's treated and stuff, not a fan. Roman deserved better. What ending would you give him? I think he's gonna get a good ending. He's in the middle of this story right now. He's not at the end, so I'm not worried. I'm not worried. Roman will get a good conclusion. He's not there yet. He's got to go through the hero's journey in his darkest hour before he can, get better. Pronouns, she, her, or they, them. Either one. That's fine. What miraculous should each side get? Ooh, let's see. I mean, there is a snake miraculous, and I mean, Virgil could get the cat miraculous, because black and also bad luck would be really interesting. Roman, I mean, I've seen a Prinziety, Ladybug, and Chat Noir AU, where Roman was Ladybug, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like he would be someone else. I think, actually, I would give Janice the Fox Miraculous, because illusions and stuff, and I don't know, it just really, it makes sense to me. And if I had to pick an animal that I associate Janice with that isn't a snake, it would be a fox. So, other ones, I would have to think about it, honestly. Oh, goodness. It keeps jumping down. Someone asked what my least favorite trope is. Yeah, it's right here. Oh, God. I mean, in Sanders sides, my least favorite thing is when people make the. Oh, I know what my least favorite trope is. My least favorite, and this is Sanders sides specific, but my least favorite thing is when people, in order to make, and this happened a little before. This happened before Remus was revealed, so about a year ago. Where in order to make Janice sympathetic, they would make the other two dark sides just completely abusive towards him because people couldn't comprehend that he can be morally gray without being an actual victim. That's yeah. Who's your favorite side to voice? Janice, probably. Do you watch Fairy Tale? Yes. Well, I have. It's fun. Have you seen Six the Musical? I haven't. My friend, my friend showed me a couple songs, but I've never listened to the full thing. Do you have any other hobbies like swimming or tennis? I swam in high school. I unfortunately can't right now. Pools are not a good idea right now. But yeah, swimming, obviously writing. I sew and do cosplay as well. Do you do fan art? Do you do the art on your channel? No. Pretty much all the art on my channel, except for the Keeper of Dreams thumbnail, that one I did do. But all the other ones have been the work of my lovely people in my Discord server who have graciously been helping me. And if you are an artist and you want to join and you want to help draw a thumbnail, you can join my Discord server. It's found in the link in any of my description of my videos and also the About page on my channel. So, yeah. Do you think there will be a gray side? No, I think we'll get orange and that's about it. Do you like Pokemon? I like the Pokemon Ranger games, specifically Shadows of Almia. I don't really play the main games. I've answered some of these questions before. Oh, this is the one. If you were to cast each of the Sanders sides in Hamilton, what would you do? I don't really know, because that's kind of ship heavy, you know, based on who you put as Hamilton and Eliza, and Angelica and whatever. And I don't want to get into that. How did you get into YouTube? I mean, in terms of watching things, I've been on YouTube for years. But in terms of making videos, I had the idea in high school to do like fanfic readings, like audiobooks, but for fanfic. And I didn't do it then, but I started it in college. So yeah, that's where that came from. Do you do cosplay? I do. I have a couple of different characters, and I'm working on more right now. But yeah. Have you heard / seen the broken crayon theory about the blue crayon representing Logan being broken open? Yeah, I've seen that. It seems excessively angsty for me. And especially since Joan has said on member Livestream that, in their words, there's something crucial about Logan that most people who make theories don't get. And I don't know what that is, because again, Joan said that, and I don't know what that means. But I'm assuming it's something to do with how he just doesn't process emotions. And I know a lot of fanfics, you know, make him like where he's just repressing it, but I legit think that he doesn't feel emotions. I mean, he does, but like not nearly as heavily as, you know, Patton, for example. Are you Ace? Yeah, I am. What Camp Half-Blood cabin are you in? I am not in a cabin. I'm part of Artemis's Hunters. But if I had to pick a god to be the child of, I mean, if I could pick, Hecate sounds cool. Goddess of Magic? I don't know. I think that'd be really cool. Have you read Percy Jackson? I have. I have a Sanders Sides Demigod AU. And I haven't updated it for a while, but yeah. Keeps jumping down. the theory for the orange side that it's the darks are opposite the lights. Yeah, that doesn't work because there's 7 sides. So you can't have opposites when there's an uneven thing. I think they all play off of each other in different ways. They're all foils for each other in different ways, is my thought. So I definitely think that orange is going to play against Logan more than the other two do, just because Logan has been the one to kind of tamp down the other the other 3, really. He did it with Virgil, too. And I just think it would be very interesting as a dynamic if the final side that we meet, Logan can't fight against, or has a very difficult time fighting against. That's what I think, anyways. But I don't think he's an opposite in any sense. What's your favorite Disney movie? Disney Pixar. I really like Inside Out. Classic Disney. Oh god, there's so many good ones. I don't know. Time to join the Discord? Heck yeah, welcome. Do you have an email? I don't have Discord. I do have an email. It's in the description or the about page on my YouTube. But I really would prefer doing things through Discord. It's easier for me to have it all in one place. But Discord is free, and you don't even need to download it. You can do it in your browser if you want. So, yeah. How many hours you sleep? Oh, God. Not enough and too many at the same time. I already answered about My Hero Academia. I haven't watched it. And I may or may not. I don't know. Do you think... someone asked, do you think Remy or Emil will be sides, or do you think they count as a side? No. They're not sides. I don't want them to be sides. They won't be sides. I would love if... I would love it if, they did like a crack video or like a short video where the sides met either their alternate Vine selves, or they met Remy or Emil or whatever. That would be fun. But other than that, I don't want them to be canon. Emil's like his own thing. Like I don't want him to just be shoved into this other series. The blue crayon being a reference. Yeah. I think people take things too seriously sometimes. If you look at a triadic color wheel, you can see who plays off of who. Yeah, but they all play off of each other. Yes, Patton and Janice are super intense, but Janice also plays off of Logan, and kind of the idea of lies and falsehoods and what happens with facts, and twisting facts and stuff. I think that's really interesting. But Virgil plays off of Logan, and he plays off of Roman as well. The idea that there's only one opposite that they play against is just, it flattens it. And it's just have more fun with it, How does each character relate with each other? It's way more fun that way, in my opinion. Do you think Pride might appear? Not really. Do you have any? Do you like the headcanon that Emil and Patton are brothers? In AUs and stuff, I like them being brothers. I hinted at them being brothers in the Logicality Fluffiori thing, although I never said his name. But Patton has a brother, and in my mind, it was Emil. Do you have any siblings or pets? I have a couple brothers, yeah, but I have no pets, unfortunately. What do you think Virgil was doing during the recent Standard Sides episodes? I think he was sleeping. Honest to God, because Thomas was at the wedding, and I'm sure he was stressing, he was just like, I could be somewhere else, blah, blah, blah. And, by the time he was home, he wasn't anxious anymore. He was just mad. So I think Virgil was just passed out, just drained. Hold on. Which side do you relate to the most? Probably either Logan or Janice, which is why they're my favorites in the first place. Just Logan and the way he talks. I feel like my own speech patterns are most similar to Logan. If fusions were a thing in the TS universe, would Emil be Patton and Logan? Probably. He acts like a combination of those two, so if you do fusions, then that makes the most sense to me, at least. Favorite Sandersides quote? I can't. Trees, probably. That line cracks me up every time. People say that Patton is the father and Logan is the mother of the group, but I disagree. I think Janice is the mother of the group. See, I like Mom Deceit, but at the same time, I really like the idea that Virgil was not leader of the dark sides, but like the guiding figure of the dark sides. Because to me, it makes more sense that fear would be older than lying. Steven Universe? Heck yeah, it's a good show. Would you do a fusion fic? Oh, it's not really something I enjoy. Mostly because it just gets too confusing for me. I can't keep everyone straight in my head. They're not really something I usually read, so it would have to be really good for me to like it. Do you think Roman might duck out in the next video? No, I don't. I think that was a one-time thing for Virgil, and that's not going to be a thing that's going to happen again. I think he'll definitely be mad, and he may not be doing his job, or may not be necessarily, like, doing his job as well. But I don't think he's going to duck out. Opinion on high school AUs? I love high school AUs. Any fandom. I love high school AUs, and I really like actor AUs. Except for, weirdly, I don't like actor AUs in Sandersides. Like, where the actors are, like actual people. There's one on Instagram, and I like the artist, I just can't. I don't know why. Do you plan on uploading another Selfish Protector podfic, or are you going to drop it? I mean, if I write another one, I'll do a podfic for it, but, you know, after it getting stolen and reposted on Instagram, I wasn't, you know, it's one of those things where I'm like, what's the point? If it's going to get stolen, why does it matter? You know? And also, trying to finagle things to make them canon compliant is really weird. Mostly the timeline, because SVS and Dealing with Intrusive Thoughts and SVSR all happened within like a week. So, or maybe 2 weeks, I don't know exactly, but it's kind of hard to do that. Do you think Prinziety is overrated? I mean, I personally don't really seek out content for it. I think people who enjoy it are fine, you know? I mean, there's plenty of canon, not content for it, but like, you know, canon interactions to play off of for their relationship, so I think it's fun. What's your opinion on Virgil and Deceit's relationship? I mean, I think that they grew apart, you know? And it wasn't like one big thing. It was a gradual thing over time, and they kind of pushed each other away, and things just got, you know, toxic and poisonous. But it came from both sides, I think. And I mean, I think it was bound to happen between, you know, the personification of anxiety and the personification of lies. Like, I think it was just bound to happen. If you could spend a month in any game and keep what you earn after the month, which game would you pick? Oh god, I would love to be in the Pokemon Ranger world, honestly. I wouldn't earn anything, but it would be so fun. Have you been to Disney World? Once. It was a long drive. I'm not a super big amusement park person, because I don't really like rides. So, and I'm a picky eater, so I don't really like a lot of fair food either. So it's just kind of like, why? Would you read a high school AU on this channel? I mean, I'm not against it if I find a good one. You know, that's. I know. I kind of want to address this. So I have a Google form that you can request fics for, right? But I know a lot of people request Wattpad fics, and that's fine if you post there, like, whatever, you do you, but I have just had too many bad experiences on Wattpad, and I don't really like it, and it's not fair at all. You know, I'm sure that there's wonderful fics on there, but I really don't like it, and so I'll be honest, if I see a Wattpad link, it's very unlikely I'm going to click on it. Tumblr links, Archive of Our Own links, and fanfic.net links are the ones that I trust more, or at least I understand the UI of the site a little bit more. So yeah. I had a fanfic idea in my head of an all-boys school that basically consists of combinations of the sides. If I polished that idea, would you be interested? Like a fusion AU? Or what do you mean combinations of the sides? Keeps jumping down. Do you think we could get a moment with Roman Remus and canon? Yeah, for sure. I think we're gonna get plenty of moments. And honestly, I'm kind of in and out on whether or not we might get a Remus moment in the next episode, because the next episode's definitely gonna focus on Roman, and it's gonna focus on the idea of creativity not being black and white, and that involves Remus. So I have to, think that he'll at least be mentioned, if not actually show up and talk and fingers crossed. I don't know, though, because it would take the spotlight away from Roman, and I want him to get character development. So it's one of those things where, I really don't know. I think we'll definitely get moments eventually. I mean, they've said in member live streams that we'll get moments with them eventually. It just might be a little bit. I hope we get some asides with the two of them interacting, though. I think it'd be really fun. I'm guessing you only read completed fics, correct? Yeah, on the channel, yes. Unless they're mine, in which case, because, I'm in charge of my schedule, I can't, control when someone else is going to post. So I prefer to read completed fics. Yeah. Do you think Remus and Roman will make up? I think they'll accept each other's differences, and accept that they both exist. And I hope that they'll work together eventually. But really, who knows? I think that they will, though. Darkstorm on Discord, I broke my phone and I lost everything. Just wondering if you could give anyone info on anything you're reading next. I mean, you'll see when it gets posted on the channel. I'm canon. Janice is salty about something with Virgil. I mean, he's definitely salty. I don't really know where it's coming from, though. His line in Phases is really cryptic and real weird. So I still, even years later, I still don't know. I still don't know what that is supposed to mean. I don't know if they know what that's supposed to mean. I hope that they do. I hope it makes sense eventually, but oh goodness. I know you scrolled up a little. Not fusion AU, just mixing personality of the sides together until I have a ton of characters with differences. Well, why not just use the sides? The problem is with that idea is just that you end up with a lot of characters, and keeping large casts of characters straight, can be really difficult. So it's better to have your core cast, and obviously you can have side characters that appear for a chapter or two and whatever, but the sides, there's 6 right now, 7 sides total. If you include Thomas, there's 8. And then if you include Remy and Emile, there's 10. It's just that's more than enough, I mean, that's just my opinion, though. I mean, you do what you want to do, right? Whatever you want to write, What do you think the orange side might be? I think maybe fear, who's probably the first dark side. I think anxieties. Virgil is fear. I don't think that that's something different from Virgil. He is fear, When he ducked out, Thomas didn't feel any fear at all. So, yeah, I don't think it's fear. I mean, my personal headcanon / OC is obsession. But honestly, I think that there's a lot of things that it could be. And I'm really curious. I really want to see, I just want them to give us a hint. They've given us hints, but I want a better hint. Do you think Patton and Janice act like divorced parents? Kind of. But I don't think that was intentional at all. If someone tomorrow were to give you $10,000 to stop doing YouTube, would you take it? I mean, $10,000 is good. I don't know. I mean, probably not, but I'm not gonna stop doing YouTube. But money is money, and I have loans to pay. So, do you think fear is anxiety? Yeah, I do. I do, and I'm pretty sure that that's canon. Gotcha, Helen. What line? I don't know which line you're talking about. So my Discord name. It's you can see it if you join my Discord. Dragon Saphira. I hope that's how to spell your name. How much longer is this gonna go on for? I mean, I was planning on streaming for an hour. Maybe we'll go a little longer, probably. And my name is like on my channel. You can see how to spell it if you need to. I ship Roman and Janice. That's a fair choice. Rose Siege is good. Do you think Remus and Janice will ever interact? Absolutely. I think that they certainly will. I want to see all the dark sides together. Me too. I want to see like an all dark sides episode when we meet Orange. I want to see the three of them and Virgil. I want them to hash it out. Have you read the Wings of Fire series? I have not. I've heard of it. But I don't know. I guess I wasn't really sure what level of reading that's for. So, yeah. Do you like the song Devil's Train? I think I've heard it like once or twice. From what I remember, it's fun, but not something I would necessarily listen to on repeat, Why won't my comments show up? I mean, I see this one, Spacey Cat, so... the line you said was cryptic. Oh, the line, it's at the end of Phases where he says, what does he say? Someday you may be rid of us all, or whatever. Yeah, I don't understand what that means. Like, is he saying, like the dark sides will disappear? That's not a good thing. We don't want that. Why? We've already proved that we don't want that. Why? Yeah. So I don't know if Janice is talking out of his ass or what. Sorry, I'm a Discord server. I've never used it before. Are you looking for the link? What are you looking for? Because the link is either you can look at my About page on my YouTube channel, or you can look at any description of any video, and that's there. Hissing fight between Virgil and Janice. Oh, Thomas did that on a member live stream. It was so funny. Have you ever read something on your channel, something that you wrote? Yeah, I wrote all of Fluffuary and Selfish Protector, and, oh wait, no, I haven't read my Beauty and the Beast AU on the channel. But, yeah, I wrote all of Fluffuary, so yes. What do you think would be Virgil's reaction when he finds out what happens in the last episode? Oh, he's gonna be pissed. He's gonna be so pissed. It'll be fun. I'm so excited. Whose room do you want to see the most? Oh, I want to see what Logan's room looks like. God, I hope we get to see all of the rooms in canon, because I want that so bad, and it's gonna be hard to pace for sure, because they need to reveal Orange as a side. They need to reveal Orange's name. If they do it in the same episode, then that's 2 down and 1. But they need to reveal Orange's room. They need to reveal Janice, Remus, Roman, and Roman and Remus might share a room. Who knows? Or have some kind of like dual thing going on. I doubt it, because in the member live stream they seemed like that wasn't a thing. But who knows? They said it hadn't been written yet, so they didn't have an idea. Yeah. Do you think Remus will lash out because Janice left and he left Remus and the Orange side? No, because he didn't leave. He hasn't. I don't understand where that headcanon comes from, because he didn't leave. He's just because he's being listened to by Thomas doesn't mean that he's not still a dark side or not. Like, a dark side just means a side that Thomas represses, or a side that of himself that he doesn't trust or doesn't want to feed into, right? And just because he's listening to Janice a little more doesn't mean that Janice is going to stop talking to Remus and the Orange side, whether or not he actually talks to the Orange side at all. We don't know what their relationship is, to be fair. But yeah, I don't understand where that comes from, because it's like there's no... If anything, I think Janice being, like, being a little more accepted by Thomas will help Remus and the orange side to get accepted as well. And I think that that's all that they want. So, yeah, I don't think Remus is going to be pissed at all. I think he'll be excited, and I really want to see them act together because, God, I can only imagine how chaotic that's going to be. Someone asked, do you think Virgil knew Deceit's name? I think he did. It would only make sense. Although he didn't seem to know Remus's name. Maybe he did. I don't think that he did, which would kind of be like, would he know Deceit's name? Who knows? What's your favorite series that you made? I mean, Selfish Protector is good. I do still enjoy it, even if it may not continue. Do you think Janice and Remus might be scared of the mystery side? I mean, it's possible. I think he's definitely powerful, just because it makes the most sense that the last side they reveal would be the most powerful. And I think it would be very interesting if he's powerful but doesn't show it at first, you know? Like he's super cute and bubbly and happy, and like, he's kind of like that moron, crouching moron, hidden badass type of thing, where it's like, he's really powerful, but you wouldn't guess it from his looks. And I think my personal thought is that he either was a former light side, and turned into a dark side, but he's going to masquerade as a light side, or something along those lines, or he's going to pretend to be a light side, to gain Thomas's trust. That's what I think. And that's kind of how I've played Otto at first. Do you think the orange side might be able to control the other sides? Not any more than any other side, I don't think. I think he's going to have something to do with eyesight, because the other two sides have, Janice has the speak no evil thing with covering the mouth, and Remus kind of has the hear no evil thing by being able to tune out all the other sides with, and just make his voice heard. So I think that the orange side is going to have see no evil and somehow manage to blind the other sides, or blind Thomas to the truth. Not physically blind him, but like, have you ever seen Sleepless in Starbucks on AO3? I feel like I've seen them. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head what they've written, but I know that that's a popular name in the fandom, so. So you know how Roman is pride is a dark side in some people's stories. What do you think the others are? I mean, I don't ever really think about that because I don't really see it that way. I don't think that a side can just choose to become a dark side. I don't, because like I said before, the dark sides are just sides that Thomas doesn't trust, doesn't want to feed into, or just doesn't know exist in himself, right? So, he knows who Roman is. He knows, or he trusts him. He likes him. Like, by definition, he can't be a dark side, He can duck out. I don't think that they're going to pull that again, just because it would get old in the story. So, yeah. Where do you find inspiration for fanfics? Also, I find it difficult to to write fanfics on paper. I always prefer to draw it. Do you have any tips to write better? I mean, are you talking about like writing fanfics on like physical paper, or like just in terms of like typing it, or whatever you would prefer to draw it instead? I mean, if you wanna kind of combine both, like comics are a great way to do that. Where you getting your writing in, but you're also like portraying it written. I mean, inspiration for fics really comes from anywhere. There's no one specific place. I mean, usually in terms of like Selfish Protector, it came from like, what happened to Janice after Deceit at the time? What happened to Deceit after SBS? Like that's literally where the inspiration came from. So, yeah. What do you think of the orange side not really being known by any other side? Like he exists and he's influence over Thomas like everyone else, but he's just thought of as not really a person. I mean, Virgil knows that he exists, and I assume that the other dark sides do too, because he referred to Deceit's friends, So, and Roman seems to know that he exists too. Unless he was just talking about deceit and Remus when he said others. You're not as bad as the others. It'd be interesting if he wasn't as understood, though. Like, they know he exists, but they don't quite know what he does. It'd be an interesting dynamic. I'd really love to see if they introduce him and they introduce his name before they introduce his, like, purpose for Thomas. Like they give him a name like Remus before he would have been introduced as creativity. It'd be interesting. I doubt they're going to do that, but I think it'll be interesting. Patton and Janice broke up, dividing the sides. Virgil left the dark sides because he and Janice broke up. Virgil likes Roman, but Roman's with Janice, so Remus hits on Virgil. I mean, you know, you do you with your headcanons. What Harry Potter houses do you think Janice and Remus would be in? I mean, Janice can't be anything else but Slytherin. I'm sorry, he just can't. He's sneaky and he's willing to do whatever it takes in order to do what he thinks is right and good. He's not evil. Slytherins aren't evil. But I definitely think that, and with the whole snake thing as well, which is not my reason for doing it, but I just think, like, he can, again, the Hogwarts houses aren't great because, any of them can fit anywhere. Really, like, you can explain it any way you want, and it'll usually fit. Yeah. What do you think would happen if Thomas went on anxiety meds? My friend has a theory that he gets high. You think he might disappear or something? I mean, anxiety meds don't make your anxiety disappear. They just help manage it. So I think he would just chill out a little, maybe high. I don't really know what being high is like, but maybe. I've seen angst stuff where, like, he disappears or dies or whatever, and that's just, this is going to be weird to say, but that's an optimistic view of anxiety meds. It doesn't make your anxiety disappear completely. And so it wouldn't make him disappear completely. And again, he's not just anxiety. He's general fear as well, so he's, he wouldn't disappear completely. I think he would chill out a little, though. If the dark sides are animals, what would the orange sides animal be? I've made Obsession a magpie, because they like to collect things, and I think Otto's the same way. I also had him as an otter at one point because they collect shiny things as well. But I don't honestly know. We don't know anything about the orange side, so it's really hard to say because we don't know anything about him. Can you see Virgil not liking Remus or Janice, but when Orange comes in, he's like, nah, this is cool? Yes and no. I think, Virgil is so scared of all of them. So I find it hard to say that he would be, no, this is all right, this is completely fine. But he might be a little more chill. Most of his rage seems to be directed towards Janice, specifically. He's more fearful of Remus, but he hates Janice. So, yeah, I don't entirely know how they're going to act. It'll be interesting. I think the new side is going to be depression. That's not really a personality trait, though. I mean, I guess anxiety's not, but, like, he wasn't meant to be a personality trait when he was first brought into the series. That was supposed to be a one-off, right? The episode where anxiety is introduced, that was supposed to be a one-off, and then people really liked him, so they were like, all right, we'll keep him. Which is why he's not like the others. He's not morality or creativity or logic. Like, he's anxiety. That's not a personality trait, at least it shouldn't be. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting. If you had the idea of the orange side blinding Thomas or any of the other sides, would the orange side be rage and make Thomas/sides rage and not recognizing that they're hurting someone? Possibly. It's interesting, though, because anger/rage/wrath/whatever name people give it, Thomas isn't a very angry person. And again, it's an emotion. It's not necessarily a personality trait. I think definitely he could be in charge of that, though, because I don't see Patton being in charge of anger at all. So I think him being in charge of, like, those more, like, bad emotions like jealousy or anger or whatever could definitely be the orange side's purpose, but I don't think that that's going to be his title, if that makes sense. Kind of the same way that Roman is creativity technically, but he's also the ego and stuff like that. Say for instance, post SVS, Roman post SVS thinks he isn't Thomas's hero. Could that hate manifest into him hating himself so he turns into a dark side? Again, he can't turn into a dark side in the traditional sense. I think he's definitely going to devolve into self-loathing for sure, but he's not going to turn into a dark side. I sincerely doubt it, I should say. I think in the next episodes in Roman's arc, the concept of light sides, dark sides will be destroyed, because that is a concept that Roman created to separate between himself and others. Yeah, I would agree. Or at the very least, I really hope they acknowledge it, because here's the thing too. Light sides is not a canon thing. It's never been said in canon. And also, might I add, the term dark side has only been used, I think, twice in the series. Once by Roman and once by Thomas. Never any of the other sides have called any of the sides a dark side. Janus or Remus has never self-identified with that term. It's only been Roman and Thomas who have said it each once. So, dark side as a term is very much a fandom thing at this point. We've really adopted that. And it makes sense, and I use it too just to categorize them. When I'm talking about the dark sides, I talk about Janus, Remus, and for me, Otto, the orange side, right? Sometimes I include Virgil, depends. Usually I'll, if I'm talking dark light, usually Virgil's part of that, and otherwise I'll say core 4. If I'm doing dark and core 4, Virgil's part of that. So, and it's useful, but it's not useful in theorizing, if that makes sense. If all the sides are Pokemon gym leaders, what types would they have / favorite Pokemon? I think Virgil would definitely have dark Pokemon, just because he accepted the dark, edgy, angsty thing. I can see Logan being a psychic type gym leader. Patton, fairy. I don't know if they're fairy gym leaders, but there should be. Roman, I think... Maybe fire? Just like passion, right? Like blazing passion or whatever. Fire might work. Janus. We'll come back to Janus. I think Remus would have normal, and hear me out, because aren't all of the normal Pokemon, like, there's like a trash Pokemon, there's like a garbage version of like a evolution of a certain Pokemon. Like, he would have all those. I don't necessarily know what type that they all are, but I think that they're mostly normal, and I think that that would definitely be something Remus would do. Janus, I think... I don't really know. I don't know what Janus would be. So you know how, like, when Janus pops up, he went into Logan's and Patton's spot? Well, where do you think the orange side would go? Good question. Honestly, the places where the dark sides pop up, it's really hard to tell if there's a pattern. You know what I mean? Because, like, you know, Janus has never taken Roman or Virgil's spot, but is that just because that we needed those two sides in the episode, and Janus could take Patton's side without a problem because, you know, he was impersonating Patton? Or is it because, like, there's some connection there, you know? And obviously Remus and Roman makes sense for the way that worked, but, like, I would have to imagine... Okay, so if we were doing a episode with just dark sides, I think that Janus would take the Patton spot, Remus would take Roman's spot, and the orange side would stand in Logan's spot. But I think that's only the case just because we associate Janus and Patton having, like, opposite roles, even though they're really not. They're kind of two sides of the same coin type of thing. Remus and Roman is obvious why they're meant to be opposites. The other side's not so much. And then orange just, you know, because that's the last spot. And also if he is kind of against you know, against Logan, or Logan can't fight against him very well. That would kind of make sense to me. But yeah. Please don't spam. Favorite Roman quote? I can't pull quotes off the top of my head. I can't pull any quotes. Do you think Roman has a problem accepting change? Absolutely. Absolutely, I think he does. I don't think that that's a matter of opinion. He does. No questions asked. What's King Creativity's personality in your opinion? I mean, I don't like him as a fusion. I don't see that happening, even though I wrote a fic about it. But he wasn't King Creativity in I'm Creativity. He was just Creativity. He wasn't King. But I do have an AU where King is just a person. And he's Roman and Remus's dad, and he's really cool. I see him kind of like as the jovial, you know, like older uncle stereotype kind of thing, where he's like super fun. He like, you know, is always picking up the kids and like swinging them around and whatever. And maybe it's a little dangerous and mom's not okay with it, but like the kids love him, you know, he sneaks them sweets and that kind of thing. He's really sweet. What is your opinion on the opposites AU, where the dark sides are light and the light sides are dark? I mean, they're fine. They're not really my, you know, I don't seek them out, but I don't mind them. What if they had dark and light forms, not opposites, but their negative or positive traits magnified? Again, I don't think that that's... It flattens the characters. You know, why can't they be both at once? You know, why can't they have good and bad traits at the same time? I think that... Do you think this pickup line would work on a fellow fander? I think that pickup line would work if you know that the other person likes Deceit and Remus together. I feel like Janice would be poison type. Yeah, poison works, for sure. And I mean, he would definitely have an Ekans on his team. Or Dragon. Ooh, Dragon's fun too. I like Dragon. Mostly, I'm biased though. I am biased. Yeah, poison or dragon. He like if he was like a not a necessarily a gym leader, but like he could you know, have both. I definitely see him having a combination of the two. Yeah, dragon's cool. I like that. What's your IRL name? I don't want to share that. You can call me Saphira. That works. I see Janice as a lightning Pokemon, maybe because they're both yellow. I mean, is lightning a type, though? Electric type. Is that what you meant? I mean, maybe. I feel like if anyone was going to be electric, though, Roman would be electric. Oh, I did pick Remus. Okay, we're good. In my fix, the twins' parents are Mars and Rhea Silvia, because Romulus and Remus in mythology. Yeah, that works. That works. I don't know. I really like King as their dad in Human AUs. I don't know why. I guess I created my version of King, which is very different from other people's versions of King, which is fine. But I very much enjoy him. He's a good dad. He's a good dad. I hope I finally actually ever make the AU that he's in, because I love him and I want him. And I really like making the Dragon Witch either Roman and Remus's mom or Janice's mom. I just think it's really fun. You know, because like Snake and Dragon, but also Roman, you know, having a relationship with, not relationship, but like, you know, he brought up the Dragon Witch in the first place. So yeah, that's my favorite. That's my favorite is King Creativity and the Dragon Witch being their parents, one way or the other, you know, not necessarily always together, but yeah, it's fun. I enjoy my Dragon Witch a lot. Cinder is fantastic. She's so much fun. I am in a roleplay server where I get to play her, and I'm so excited because I love her. I have an AU where Creativity is a ghost, and every time Roman and Remus fight, he disappears more and more. Yeah, that could work. I mean, I think definitely, like, the idea of the split is very interesting in the fandom, and then there's a whole bunch of different interpretations, but I think, I guess the way I portrayed it in I Am Creativity is that Remus, was kind of taken from Roman. So Roman had, at least in I Am Creativity, Roman had the original body of creativity without any of his memories, right? So Roman was technically older because he had the original body. Remus's body was brand new. I mean, they're both, metaphysical representations, but whatever. We don't need to worry about that. So Remus was never actually a full side because he was like taken, like he was parts taken from something else, or rather he was pushed out of creativity, and creativity did that to himself. I never really liked the fix where like Patton is the cause or any side is the cause, really, because I think creativity had to do it himself, like to himself, in order, like pressure definitely came from the other sides to kind of be good, and that's where Roman and Remus came in. But and so Roman is never complete because he has this hole missing where what Remus used to be. So yeah. If someone were to pay you enough money, would you eat deodorant? No, I'm not gonna poison myself. That fake like the fondant deodorant? Yeah, sure. I'll eat that. But not actual deodorant. It's a bad idea. Don't do that. Don't eat actual deodorant. If Roman and Remus had parents, do you think the parents would know about the split? Well, they don't have parents in canon. And in AUs, they, like, if they're human, they can't split. I don't understand the question. I don't understand what you're asking, because like if you're talking about canon, they don't have parents necessarily. Like they have a father figure in Patton and Logan to an extent, but like yeah. And I mean in AUs they would be twins or just brothers or whatever, you know. Do you think the sides age with Thomas? I think to a certain extent, yeah, they do. I mean, you know, obviously there's the whole explanation of canon, like, you know, they have to look like Thomas because Thomas has to play them. You can only do so much to make yourself look different. But, I mean, I definitely think that, you know, in my headcanon, when he was a kid, the sides were different ages or appeared different ages. So Patton, Logan, and Virgil appeared older, and Remus, Roman, Janice, and the orange side, Valentine or Otto, whatever. Well, I guess he was Valentine at that point. Appeared younger, and only by like a couple years. But as they got older and they kind of started maturing, then they kind of like, you know, aged up to the point where they kind of started aging at the same rate. But I think there's an interesting concept there for, you know, the sides being only as old as they, you know, only as old as however much attention Thomas gave them. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. But have I seen that explored? Not in a way I really liked. But it'd be interesting, you know. Obviously, that's not really possible with the way Sanders Sides is made, but yeah. What do you think Remus and Janice's relationship will be like? I think a mix of, what's the lady's name in Emperor's New Groove? The evil lady's name? Shoot, what's her name? That lady and Kronk. I think it's a mix of that with like Dr. Facilier and also I don't know how to explain it, but like I think Janice definitely considers himself like the leader, even if he may not technically be. But I think he's the only one that's really able to plan. Yzma, thank you. Yes, her. You know, he's the only one who's really able to plan. And I think if we're going with that analogy, Remus is Kronk, but he's not stupid, he's just chaotic. You know, like he does things not necessarily because he doesn't know any better, but because he thinks, oh, this would be hilarious if I did this. I mean, the one hint that we got is basically, you know, Janice saying to Remus, like, hey, go, you know, go screw with the other sides, basically. And Remus is like, yeah, let's do it. And you know, that's what happened in dealing with intrusive thoughts, at least from what Remus told us. But, you know, how do we know that Remus is true, you know, is being serious, you know, and how do we know that's actually what happened? I think it probably is. Remus is honest enough to where I think he, you know, would just say, like, you know, he wouldn't see any reason to lie or hide that. But yeah. Well, picture an AU where the mindscape is a whole world and the sides of their own people with slightly different ages. When Thomas developed new sides, they moved to the Mind Palace. How would that work, though? Because if they're their own people, that seems kind of like he's enslaving them a little. I don't quite know how that would work. How do you add Remy and Emil / Picani into a fanfic? I mean, if it's a human AU, you just kind of add them where they fit, if they fit, you know? I don't have them in canon fics, but I have them in some AU fics because they're fun characters. Like, for example, in my Beauty and the Beast AU that I wrote, which isn't on the channel because 1, I didn't finish it, and 2, it needs a rewrite real bad. Whether or not it'll actually get it, who knows? But yeah, like in that, like Logan takes the place of Belle, and Emil is his dad. Like that's just where he is, and Remy is just a servant in the palace. Like that's how I you know, that's how I integrate them in. It's, you know, and as long as you have a feel for their character, they can really fit basically anywhere, you know? But it's a question of, do they need to be in the fic, you know? There's a certain point where adding too many characters is, you know, just confusing more than exciting or entertaining. Have you seen Avatar? I'm assuming you mean Avatar: The Last Airbender, and not. I have not seen the Blue Aliens movie, but I have seen. Avatar: The Last Airbender. I just rewatched it a little while ago on Netflix. It's great. Good show. I haven't seen Korra. My brother bought the DVDs, so I might watch it. I've heard it's not as great, but it's fine. If you go to Joan's Tumblr, they say that Remus is actually really honest and upfront, hence his name revealed happening. So we're like, yeah, honest and truthful are two different things, though, you know? I have no doubt that he's honest and just says whatever's on his mind, but it's not necessarily... It's not that he's telling a lie. I want to make it clear. It's not that he's telling a lie, it's more that he's saying it in a way that gets construed by other people. The other sides. That's kind of where I feel it. But yeah. Sides, height order, tallest to shortest. My headcanon, Remus and Roman are the tallest. And then Janice, and then Logan, Virgil, Patton. If you have Remy in there, I think Remy is a tall boy. Very tall boy. And I think Emil's either like average height or super short, you know? I know Janice being short is a really popular headcanon. I don't like it. I can't tell you why. I just don't. I don't know why. If Thomas has high anxiety, Virgil is the tallest. That's a fair headcanon, honestly. I just think like I guess, you know, this is a reason I just thought of, but maybe it's why I don't like it. Like, they call, you know, unbelievable lies like tall tales, right? Right? So by the same logic, Janice could be tall as well. If Janice walks downstairs, he's lying down. Ha! Ha! It's so bad. But yeah, that's my height order, and that's pretty much what I use in all AUs. barring any, like, you know, obviously if they're like different mythical creatures, there'll be different heights. Um, but for the most part, that's what I headcanon their heights to be. And I guess it doesn't particularly matter since, like, um, usually I'm writing canon verse where they're marginally the same height, at least in present day. But in human AUs, I can go crazy. But I haven't really written anything, man. I haven't written anything in months, and it feels so bad, but at the same time, it's like I just can't. I don't know. I guess it's writer's block, but it's not writer's block on any specific thing. It's just I can't write anything. It's so weird. Does anyone have any ideas for an AU fanfic? I mean, you kind of got to come up with the AU on your own, you know. Otherwise, it's you know, it might not tickle your fancy. But you can go on Tumblr and see if there's a bunch of prompt AU blogs, you know, where they like give you like a scenario, or whatever, and you can expand on it. I would go to some of those, see if any of them, you know, spark your interest, and you can kind of just, you know, adjust them accordingly. Are all of the sides boys or boys? I mean, depends on the situation. Sometimes they're good boys, and sometimes they're boys, you know? um, it's not just a one thing. Like, they can be both. It really depends. Usually Remus is a boy with an I, though. Trash boy. But the rest of them usually are not. They're just regular boys. Doesn't care about what other people think of him. Totally different than Roman. Yeah. I would say Remus takes that to an extreme, you know, and that's kind of where I like to split them as well. Like, you know, as different creativities, like in I Am Creativity, I kind of expressed this a little bit, but like Roman is the creativity that feeds on the praise of others, right? Like he can really only create if he knows that it's something that other people want, and it's something that you know, is going to get him praise and stuff like that. And that's good. It can be fun, you know, and obviously every artist likes praise. I'm not going to say that that's not true, but Remus is the complete opposite, where he doesn't care what other people think and actively ignores it to a point, and completely self-indulgent, does things only for himself. And I think that is something that Roman needs, and Remus needs to learn to take a little bit of criticism too. You know, like that's why they're two different sides, is because they're you know, just because they're split, that they have these other problems. And it's not just, you know, Roman has the good thoughts and Remus has the bad thoughts. That's not what it is. You know what I mean? Like, it's more than that. And I really hope that they explore it. I'm sure that they will. They know what they're doing. But yeah. As someone who's in the middle of writing a fanfic right now, what is the best way to deal with writer's block / stay motivated? I have trouble updating consistently and I feel bad about it. God, you're asking the wrong person. Like I said, I haven't written in months. I think that has to do more with the current world situation rather than my specific fix, though. Because I haven't been able to write anything. Usually if it's just writer's block on one thing, I can write something else, but I can't write anything. In terms of staying motivated, I would say the things that have really helped me is having a beta reader. My friend Elle reads pretty much everything I write, whether it's Sandra Sides fanfic or other stuff as well. And they're incredible. They're like a little cheerleader, you know? And they point out things that I need help with, and it really helps me feel a little more confident in where I'm going, you know, not just, and I can brainstorm with them and just kind of like, you know, say, here's what I want to do, or I'm stuck on this idea, how, you know, what would be the best way to do this, I have these different options or whatever. Having someone to bounce your ideas off of is really, really helpful. And it really helps you stop writer's block, because writer's block comes from like when you don't know where you're going and you've gotten stuck, right? So yeah. Otherwise, I would say go back and reread what you've written, because most likely the problem is that you wrote yourself into a corner. At least that's what happens to me. And you might need to change things, which is why I have a fic that it's technically a work in progress. I haven't written it in a while, but you know, I have a fic and I've decided that I'm not going to post it until it's done. And I'm very happy I did that because I've had to rewrite like full chapters at this point to make things work. And I know it sounds like a pain, but really it's the best way to get your writing to be better. And I know there's a huge culture in posting your fic as you go, but for me at least, I found that pigeonholes me, which is why you know, I was writing my Beauty and the Beast fic, and then I just stopped because I got myself stuck and I couldn't fix it without updating the entire thing, and I just didn't want to do that. Whereas if I hadn't been posting it as I go, it would have been a lot easier to change things. So yeah. How'd you get into the Sanders Size fandom? I was watching Thomas Sanders from the first, like when he first came onto YouTube, like when Vine like went away and he went onto YouTube instead. Like I was watching him before he started Sanders Sides. But I only really fully got into fandom and writing things after SVS. I started writing fic for the fandom after the first SVS. I was consuming fan art and fanfic before that, but yeah. Any tips for someone who's thinking about starting a fic? I mean, know where you're going. I am a firm believer of making very detailed outlines. I outline the crap out of everything I write at this point, and it really helps. You know, I would suggest getting a friend who you can bounce ideas off of, and do not post your first draft. Just write whatever you're gonna write, and that's fine, and then let it sit for a couple hours or at least a day, ideally, and then go back and read it. Fix, you know, any grammar things, any spelling things, any weird sentence structure things. You'll have fresh eyes, and it's a lot easier to do that then. And I mean, in terms of staying motivated, make sure it's something that you actually want to write. You know, if you're just writing it because you know it's going to be popular and you know that the trope is really popular, like, you're not going to have a lot of fun with it. You have to really want to write what you're writing. All right. It's been an hour and a half. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to talk about? Otherwise, I'll probably start winding it down. You know, view count has kind of slowly been declining as people have to go to bed and stuff, which is totally fine, you know. I hope that this helped, at least, you know, kind of helped make up for the fact that I didn't post a video today. Just kind of letting you guys know my ideal schedule is to post every Wednesday at noon my time, which is Central Time. But I can't guarantee that that's always going to be the case, especially during the summer, because like I said, I don't have a really good place to record. Once I get back to school, I have a really light class schedule, and so I should be able to record more. Tentatively, I want to go up to 2 videos a week, mostly because I want to start doing, other fics that aren't just Sandersides. I want to do other things as well. But I want to make sure that the people who came here for Sandersides can still get that content, you know, while I do other stuff and kind of figure out what I want to do. Can I make an animatic for Fluffy? Absolutely. Make sure to tag me in it. Send it to me somehow. You can send it to my email, or if you're in the Discord, that's an easier way for me to see it. But yeah. So you know, I posted on my community tab different fandoms that I'd be willing to read fic for. I got votes in, and it seems like Miraculous Ladybug, Steven Universe, Disney, and Avatar: The Last Airbender were the most popular. I have a couple Avatar fics that I'm currently reading. They're not complete yet, but I might, I'm probably going to go ahead and ask for permission, at least. you know, and just kind of wait until they're done. Like one of them only has like a couple chapters left, so fingers crossed I can get that done. But the other thing is, you know, if I want to post more videos, I need the help of artists. So this is a call to you know, to anyone who draws. You know, if you want to do something for, if you want to draw a thumbnail for my videos, you can join my Discord, and that's where everything is organized. If you go into it, you grab the Saphira's Helper role, and then you'll gain access to a chat, or a couple channels where I post different fanfics that I'm planning on reading on the channel, and ones that I need thumbnails for. So if you draw, heck yeah, any skill level, you know, it's just, you know, it's fine. I don't, you know, it's about enthusiasm. I'm super grateful to anyone who offers their skills. I will say, I would really prefer if it could be done digitally, or at least colored digitally. I don't mind if you do the sketch on paper, if you like then scan it, you know, and then if you like scan the sketch and then color it or whatever. But yeah, other than that, you know, skill level, whatever. And if you want to, like, you know, team up with someone, like if you want to do the sketch and someone else can do the color, like you're totally free to do that as well. Just like, you know, talk with the other person in the Discord, and that's chill. Does it have to be art, or could it be edits? I would prefer it to be art, just because it's a little bit easier to handle, you know, like copyright stuff. Because if you're doing edits, you're like pulling from other people's art, and it's easier if it's just a drawing. But yeah, I also am looking for someone to make a thumbnail overlay for like when I do like gaming stuff, which I'm kind of trying to expand into. It won't become my full channel, but I'd like to do a couple of games. And I'm kind of looking for more of an overlay with that, rather than like a full thumbnail every time. Like something that goes around the border of the thumbnail, and then the actual thumbnail will just be like a screenshot from the game or something like that. But yeah, I mean, if you have any questions, you can, you know, leave them in the comments of this live stream once it becomes a video rather than a live. I can answer them that way, or you can join my Discord. Like I said, to join Discord, you don't even have to download the browser or the extension if you don't want to. You can just do it in your browser. And I mean, I would say, like, if your parents aren't letting you get, you know, if your parents aren't letting you do Discord, like, that to me, and you don't have to say anything. Please actually don't say anything to confirm whether this is true or not, but you're probably not old, super old. You know, unless you have just like super overbearing parents, which I know some people do, and their parents don't like them having any social media, which honestly, in the current world climate, I get it. But yeah. You know, and I would prefer it if, you know, people are doing it not behind their parents' backs, you know? So yeah. All right. That's about it, I think. I think that's all I wanted to say. Yeah. I will see you guys later. Have a lovely evening, my little gemstones, and just keep hanging in there, all right? If you ever make fan content of any of my stuff, I would love to see it. You can tag me. I have all of my social medias in the About page on my YouTube channel, or in the description of my videos. I have my Tumblr and my Discord server link, which you just have to click, and it'll lead you into Discord. And you have my AO3 as well. Ari Emil, I don't know if you remember, but at your last live stream, I said I'm physically unable to draw. Thanks for motivating me to learn how to draw. Yeah, no problem. I mean, I think everyone can learn. All right. Thank you guys so much for coming. I hope that this was helpful. Bye, guys.